Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I'm your host, Jose Garza, and welcome back, my boy. He's no
Oh wait,
longer
go away.
paternity. He's still on paternity leave, kind of working, doing all this stuff, being a parent, being an architect, doing all possible. It's Arturo Ibarra. Welcome back, brother. How you doing?
How you doing, man? Good. Glad to be back for a few minutes right now that I have a little time that the little one's sleeping.
Oh yes. Shh, gotta be very quiet. Anywho, all right, bro. Let's get started. So I know you've been keeping up with all the sports updates because we talk about it all the time, anyways. So first things first, Aaron Rodgers, who has been Mr. Mysterious for his entire career. Like sometimes we don't know what he's thinking, and then sometimes when he starts talking about what he's thinking on the Pat McAfee show, we're like scratching our head, like, ugh. But anywho, he's re-signs with the Green Bay Packers, your rivals as a Chicago Bears fan. So give me your thoughts on that. That he's sticking around for the 4 more years for 200 mil.
That is the highest signed QB right now, right? He beat Mahomes' contract now, or no?
Yes, because Mahomes is 45 a year, right? Yeah, it's 45 a year.
I mean,
So he beat it. It's 50.
my question back to you is: do you think he's in contention to be called the little goat? Apart from Tom Brady, like I mean, two MVPs back to back.
Hey, those are nice rewards, bro. You have a lot of MVPs, but you only have one ring to show for it. Your congratulations. Your individual awards don't mean diddly in the long run over team awards, like
Yeah.
winning a championship for your franchises. I mean, Tom Brady did it for two, and he only needed to do the Tampa Bay one in his first year. So, I mean, he won.
Yeah.
He's won the NFC as quickly as quicker than Drew Brees, quicker than Aaron Rodgers. That's about time. But anyway, we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers, not Tom Brady, not right now. So give me more of your thoughts on that all that stuff.
No, like I told you before, man, I thought he was gonna stay. There was no way the Packers were gonna let him go. Jordan Love is nowhere where he should be, developed or anything. It's just kind of funny, like it's like, yeah, last year maybe there's some drama, maybe I'll be a starting QB, and then he didn't prove himself against Kansas, and then the games after that. So it was bound to happen. It's just drama. He just wanted to get paid, and my understanding is that he didn't. It's not that he's getting paid that much. It's that he wanted to change his contract to keep the team that he has, so that way that his team members could get enough money to stay with them and maybe go for a run again with the Packers. Um, they didn't have a bad run this past season. It was just mistakes that they pull. So we saw Devante Adams is staying. There was a lot of difference of how Aaron Jones and Dylan were running the ball back and forth. They were sharing. So we'll see how they're going to restructure this one. I know their cap space is not that big right now, but we saw that with the Rams. They didn't really care about the cap space nor the draft pick. So
Not at all. Overall, with Aaron Rodgers staying and Devontae Adams, as you stated, is staying, are we seeing them as one of the favorites still for the NFC? I mean, what do we see them as? Because you look around with all the other teams, the Rams did win, but they have a lot of people retiring or they're free agents and they can't afford to keep them, so they're going to be moved around. So, what do
I
we
mean,
think?
Bob Miller might sign back with the Broncos. That's what he was saying.
Von Miller might. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But like, do we see them as the favorites? So what do we see them as? It's just the
So I
Packers.
think on its own division, just between the Packers, the Bears, the Vikings, and the Lions, I think they
Yeah.
win the division. They're
Yeah.
going to win it. Just because we don't really see anything from the Vikings. Yes, they have their explosive weapons and everything, but it just seems that they always kind of stay short on on the road. And then the Bears, um, I'm hoping that this year it's like a rebuild, and they're thinking, you know what, with a new GM and a new coach and everything, let's rebuild the team around our QB that we drafted,
Hmm.
and let's go around that. I know right now, and that was one of the conversations we'll be having, like with Devontae Adams being franchise tagged, and then a lot of the other wide receivers that were supposed to be hitting the free agency, and then Mike Williams getting his new contract. One of the only ones left right there is Allen Robinson. And I know Allen Robinson's probably not going to stay with the Bears. But what other big wide receivers do you have? Um, so from there on, I know the Bears are lacking on wide receivers. The Vikings are lacking on being consistent. And the Lions, who knows? Who knows what the hell's wrong with them? Kind of feel bad for them, even though they had a great runner, Barry Sanders, man. Like, it still doesn't make up for what they've been doing. But I think they win the division. The Packers do, not the Lions, the Packers, um, and probably they're going to be a favorite. I mean, I'm a Bears fan. You know, everyone knows that, but it's just the weapons they have. It's fun to see Aaron Rodgers play with Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, but yet again, MVS is probably going to free agency. Um, and we'll see who else is going there. Let's see what other items or weapons they may be losing or they might have to restructure their contract for. That's going to be the big question on do they keep to be the favorite or are they going to have to get new people out from somewhere because of this new contract with Aaron Rodgers?
Right. And I mean, right now there's a lot of wide receiver 2 and 3s available for free agency as far as coming off of the um, wide receiver position. So we'll definitely see how that goes. It'll be interesting to see what they pull out of the hat if they even want to go to adjust that route because the wide receivers wasn't really their issue, right? And the defense did a lot on their own part. They barely lost, to be honest with you, and it was just by special team mistakes. Can they fix those special teams issues that cost them the game? Because that's legitimately the only reason why they didn't advance, why they didn't keep home field advantage, and possibly win the whole thing. So we'll see how it goes. Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, still one of the best, right? Like even at his age right now, like he's still grinding out there, he's still doing work. Um, but there's just it's like it's almost a team. I won't even say it's Aaron Rodgers. It's just something that they lack. Like they didn't put all the offensive beat down that they should have in that game against the Niners, right? They should have beat them down. Like that first drive, easy. They went down the field easily, and then after that, it was just like, what the fuck? We're not doing shit anymore. But we'll see how it goes for the Packers. I mean, like you said, I agree. The division is theirs. There's really nobody threatening them, unless the Vikings or the Bears can do something to adjust. Lions, we'll pray for you. Uh, but anyways, let's move on to the next one. The big one that dropped yesterday after the Aaron Rodgers' stay. A lot of things in social media was like Jerry Jeudy is sad. He doesn't get Aaron Rodgers. You got all these Charger fans, Raiders fans I saw on TikTok mocking, Broncos fans out there. It's like, oh, you thought you were gonna get Aaron Rodgers.
We got to keep my Williams. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the big news dropped that Russell Wilson is getting traded to the Denver Broncos from the Seattle Seahawks. He's no longer a Seahawk. He's out of there. He's done with Pete Carroll. He's done with that organization.
My question, dude, and I know I'm cutting you off, but I want to know what's his name?
Drew Lock.
No. From our friend group, he's a huge Broncos fan, and
Trey.
I want to know how
Trey was happy. Trey was happy. I texted him. I texted him right away.
You're finally getting a QB that's
I'll share with you what we talked about yesterday because as soon as I found out, I sent it to them because I put the emoji. It goes like, I put that emoji to him, right, and he's like, "You talking about the Vaughn tweet?" Because he was at work, and where he works, he doesn't get the best signal, so he doesn't get all the updates right away. So then I was like, Wilson to Broncos. Oh my damn. And he said, wait, what? And he was like excited, bro. And then I told him all they need is his approval. And then y'all got a new QB. And then I sent him the Twitter link and all this stuff. He was like, please, bro, let's go. Like he's pumped. And the potential for that team now overall, or let me ask you this. Are the Broncos now real contenders in the AFC?
Dude,
with Russell Wilson as part of the squad
trade. And we talked about that because they extended Sutton. They are probably going to extend Melvin Gordon. They don't want to let go of Melvin Gordon because they like the Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams.
It sounds like from the rumor mills that Melvin Gordon is going to be gone, but Javante is still fantastic running back.
Oh yeah, both of them are fantastic, but they were saying that they like both. So I don't know how this trade is gonna like shake some things up, and they might trade Melvin away, or they might just let him out. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
But you have Jerry Judy, which he's gonna go off. Sutton, which they had him, they re-signed him, and then what's the other guy's name? The Fireball. That was his nickname on fantasy. Had the other the wide receiver 3. You had him on your
Tim Patrick.
like that's 3 freaking great weapons. Like yes, you
I
got
didn't have him.
fat. Or no, some
Alex had him. Alex had him.
yeah, your brother-in-law had him. Like that's 3 great wide receiver weapons that you have. And it kind of got us off guard. It's like, why are they like restructuring all of this? Like, why are they signing like all these wide receivers? Like, this is why. Like, it was either gonna get Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, or who knows who. And the fact that they got Russell Wilson to go to Denver with the weapons that they have, because they don't have a bad O line. They have a good O line. We saw with Melvin Gordon, he was able to run. Javonte Williams was able to run. So they don't have a bad O line.
And that defense is decent. Even after the Von Miller trade, they were decent.
Exactly. And then if Von Miller goes back, if for some reason goes back, man, that team is stacked. And I know I was hyping them up last season, and then Drew Luck, and then was it Teddy, the other QB?
Teddy Bridgewater was the original, and then Drew Luck was the backup.
He was okay. He was okay QB. Like he just got hurt, and then the luck came through. But just overall, the fact that they were able to get a caliber QB into their offensive like game plan, like man, I feel they're contenders now. Like they're stacked now.
And they have some cap space, so they could still potentially get even a little more weapons on either side, depending on what they feel they need. On offense,
I wouldn't spend my cap space on weapons.
I wouldn't
do defense. I would go my offensive line and my defense. Period.
Okay, so I agree with you. I do think they need to find somebody comparable for tight end, since they did trade away Noah Fant to get this acquisition done. You know, Noah Fant wasn't like the best in the world, right? But he's good. He's really good, and so you might want to get invest something down.
I know Kyle Rudolph's old. He's there. Jimmy Graham might not be bad. He's out there. He's not
Gronk. He's a free agent.
Gronk might go there too, and then you have the guy from the Giants. Also, they're saying they might get rid of him. They drafted him. He was a rookie, and then he kept getting hurt.
I can't remember right now. I can't remember that. But anyways,
I forget. But like, there's a couple of good tight ends that they could spend money on, like get 1 or 2, bring him in, and that's it.
Oh God,
wasn't Joe Everett also one of them that he only had a 1-year deal?
Probably. But anyways, I mean, so you mentioned Trey, because Trey's a Broncos fan, so he was super excited. But Marco, who's a Chiefs fan, texted me fucking Wilson to Denver with the angry emoji face because he was mad. He's mad at it now. This division got a little tougher, and I get it.
That's even better though. Like that's even better. Like now you see, okay, is Patrick Mahomes a real deal?
It's better for us. We get it. But okay, think about this. I had Brady, right, for Patriots for 20 years. Name me the next best quarterback in that division for the last 20 years. Mark Sanchez? No, nobody. I mean, come on, let's be honest. There was a whole list for 20 years, and there was really nobody to like. So it was a smooth ride. So you felt confident. You can say sometimes 17-0. Now, I never said that. I was never that crazy. But I mean, there was that one season they almost did it all. But anyways, you felt that confidence that you own the division the same way Aaron Rodgers owns your division, right? Because there's no quarterback that's a threat to him. I mean, really, there hasn't been one. Matthew Stafford was fantastic, but the team was ass. Kirk Cousins, and he has great weapons. You had Cutler, yes, exactly. You had Jay Cutler, Jesus. But I can see why his frustration is now, because the AFC West is arguably the best division. You have Derek Carr, who, even though you might say he's not better than Justin Herbert, his team knows how to beat the Chargers, and they beat him in the last game of the regular season before going to the playoffs. You got Justin Herbert. He keeps Mike Williams. He has Keenan Allen. He has Austin Eckler. To me, arguably the second best team in the division. And now you have Russell Wilson. Now it's gonna be a rough one. Hi, baby. He's all awake
Yeah,
now.
you can hear her in the background.
Yeah. So anyways, like I was saying, now it's a division. Now it's exactly how we saw the NFC West. Now it's like how we had now it's Stafford, not Cooper Cup, right? Kyler Murray, all the threats he had before. Now that's gone, and now he has the perfect momentum for to challenge it. So I can see Marco's frustration in it, but overall, I think it's gonna be a fun division to watch. Now, let me ask you this: with possibly Von Miller coming back, with Russell Wilson there, do you see the Broncos in the playoffs their first year, or do you think it will take some time?
Nah, they're gonna be there. They're gonna be in that talk of let's get there. Let's get. I mean, you wouldn't do a trade for that type of caliber of a QB if you're not thinking the team is gonna make it to the playoffs. Like
All
there's
right.
just no way. And it was the same like question that we had with the Seahawks. The Seahawks are gonna make it to the playoffs, and that was a conversation that we had last season.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't make it because of the Seahawks, the defense and the offense. It was just it was there was no coordination. There was no like, oh yeah, like let's play ball. No, they were like there was a lot of drama between them. Um, I feel like this is a new start for Russ, and man, like I said, dude, he has those wide receiver weapons. He has the running backs. He has those outlets. Yes, he's missing a tight end, but we've seen him and the way that he like runs away, he evades those defenders. It's he's in a good team, and this is the same comment that I made last season. If Rodgers would have gone to that team, it would have been the same thing. Like you're putting a good QB into this lineup to be able to move the ball around. So to me, it's like it makes that whole division interesting. Like, and this is the same conversation that I had. I'm not saying Mahomes is not good. I'm not saying Herbert is not good. And I'm not saying Carr is not good. But this is like now are we gonna see Mahomes actually playing to the caliber that he needs to be playing to win the division? Because now you have Russell. And then with Herbert, it's like Herbert is developing to be a good QB. He's starting to run, he's starting to throw the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So you're keeping the same people that he's played with for his two rookie year or for his rookie year and his second year. Like he's making those connections with those players. The players are starting to actually say, I respect you. So Herbert is contending for the division. Carr
Tell me,
was Carr was
Carr's a
not like
threat.
bad. Like he's
Mhm.
good. He's not a bad QB. Yeah, he's not the best, but he's not a bad QB.
Let's to be
He's
honest,
he's
to be fair to
contending.
the Raiders too. Let's be fair to the Raiders. They had
They
so
were a
much
great
drama this
team.
year. They had so
Yeah.
much drama this year. They
And
that
they contented
they
the
made the
freaking
playoff.
division though.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, for Russell to come in, it's like, all right, everyone has this talk, and I know Marco has this talk, and he can come in the podcast later on after he does the challenge that he still owes us. But like the fact that everyone says, Mahomes was the next Brady. Like, all right, he needs to
Back it up.
pave. Yeah, he needs to pave that to be able to. You know what? Yes, Mahomes is the new one because the same conversation could be talked about Kyle Murray. Kyle Murray is a great QB. He's evasive. He has a great arm. He's great with his legs and everything. Lamar Jackson is the same thing. So, but they need to pave that to be in that contention of the great QBs, especially the one that we all know. I mean, Tom Brady, like he paved it, and
So
it's like he's the
let,
QB to beat.
let me use this as an example. And I think my son's screaming out there in the back. I, Here's the thing with quarterbacks. We will love the young quarterbacks, and when they win it, we'll praise them. Here's the issue I have with like a Marco, with anyone else that loves these young quarterbacks and think they're the next best thing. It's really hard to win your second title. It's so hard. One, if you get your first title, great. Go win a second one. There are legends that have never won a second or a first. It's so damn hard. Look, we're talking about Russell Wilson right now. Look how hard it was for him to get to the second one back to back after he beat Denver in 48. And then
Yep.
49, they choke it and they never go back. It's so hard to get back there because teams will always adapt and get better against you. the Legion of Boom, the Doom, whatever the fuck you want to call them, Boom Doom. They couldn't keep going, so they released them all. By the way, Bobby Wagner no longer a Seahawk. He might potentially become a Denver Bronco now. We'll see. He might sign with them for a year, see how that goes, or we'll see how whatever Bobby Wagner chooses to do. But it's so hard for you to win your second title. Aaron Rodgers hasn't done it. Drew Brees never accomplished it. Peyton Manning barely did it. Not me barely. It took his. And I'm not trying to sound like a dick when I say it, his decrepit old ass to be carried to that title to win it. I mean, it was tough, right? His last year was not easy. It was not. He got benched. That's how bad it was. He got benched that year.
And he didn't have he had weapons, but they weren't the greatest weapons. I get your point. It's freaking crazy to make it back and actually win that, and that's why Tom Brady, you can't compare anyone. And not even slightly say, oh, he's going to be the next. No, you can't compare anyone to Tom Brady because of what he's done. And besides, he was coached by one of the greatest coaches. So it's all right, it's the same thing with when we see with basketball. The Spurs do, everyone, no matter if you were with the Spurs and even the team player, even the players that played along the same game and everything, they all see Popovich is Popovich is the one for the NFL, for Bill Belichick. So it's just the mindset that they have of you know what, everything is won with hard work. And once you get on that mindset, it's just gonna keep going. And that's this mindset that Tom Brady had. So
and I'm not gonna say Russell Wilson or Patrick Mahomes, they can't do it, right? They can't win a second one because they have a lot of great, tangibles of leadership to do it again. I do believe that.
I mean, I don't know about Mahomes anymore with Nagy though, but okay.
I don't even want to discuss that. Matt Nagy as a quarterback coach, I pray for Mahomes. I pray for him. My God, no. You're coming from a bad environment where you and your son got booed out of high school game, and you're going to go to a championship pedigree team. Good.
What I don't understand is how bad. How bad do you have to?
I don't think they knew. I think when they did it, they didn't know if Eric Bieniemy was going to come back. Remember, because he was possibly thinking about, nobody wants me as their head coach, so I'll probably just dip completely for a while and then, beg people to come back. But he came back after all. But anywho, enough about that. Actually, you know what? Since we're talking about the AFC side right now, give me your 7 teams that you think as of right now before the draft in 7 weeks, who's going to the playoffs? If you had a quick division winners and quick wild card teams.
Let me see. I have to look them up to make sure that I don't miss anyone.
You're gonna miss everybody.
So I know, I'm just gonna name them. They're not from order. Damn.
Yeah, fine. It doesn't need to be in order. Just whatever you see. That AFC West got tough now. Now you get. Ooh.
And the thing is, usually the NFC was the hard one.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in the next one. But right now, let's just do AFC.
So to me, the AFC, and my computer's acting slow.
Okay.
As you can tell, I'm in a new setup, so
yeah, you got a nice little background
upgrade. So
he built that guys himself, guys. So if you need an architect to help you come up with a blueprint, there you go. He won't do it for you, but all that behind him is him. He did all that.
Yeah, it's part of what Jose says that I don't post.
I'm just saying. Come on, man.
But you're right.
You posted all that stuff and you disappeared again. I won't see you post another thing for another 5 years. It's all right. I tease my friend Felix for the same thing.
So, all right. So AFC, right?
Yeah. Just AFC right now.
So Buffalo.
Okay. Division winner.
Cincinnati.
Division winner.
Tennessee. And Kansas. Okay. That's 4, right? Okay. I need 3 more.
Winners. Yes.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, overall.
Those are your division winners? Those are your division winners?
So for the AFC, I think New England could probably beat Buffalo. That's going to be a close one.
They're a few years behind, I think so, in my opinion. But okay.
But with luck, I think they can, though. Just what they did this past season, I think they can do it.
Okay.
So let's just go AFC East, Buffalo, New England. AFC North, Cincinnati. I think that's as far as you're gonna go. Like I don't think anyone else there might be a contention as of right now, just because of all the problems that they have.
Okay.
AFC South, Tennessee, and the I don't know about the Colts because they just lost a lot of freaking coaches.
They also don't have a quarterback right now, so we'll talk about that in the next segment.
All right,
So
so
that's four.
Buffalo, New England, Cincinnati, Tennessee,
Yeah.
Kansas, Denver, and the Chargers.
Okay, so 3 teams from the AFC West. Okay, I like that. That's a solid list. I mean, arguably, I don't even know if I can argue with it right now. Now, here's the thing that I will just say: the Ravens can still steal the AFC North, in my opinion. The Ravens could steal it. This offseason and this draft, which is lineman heavy, the Bengals need to go for a lineman. They need to get protection for Joe Burrow. He almost died and didn't make the 2 Super Bowl games. So, and then, of course,
if he had
the O-line,
like 3 more seconds to throw that freaking pass.
Two. That's a touchdown pass to Jamar.
Yes.
2 seconds. He just needs that 2 seconds to pass to Jamar Chase.
Was it Bond? No, it was Donald, right? The one that made that freaking last tackle.
I think Donald was part of Donald's, and then a Floyd came from the other end. But if he had those 2 seconds, just 2, dude, Jamar Chase lost Jalen Ramsey. He was on the ground. He had it, and when I saw that video, I was like, oh no. But yeah, you're right. I mean, that lineman, bro. 2 seconds, man. It was just he just needed a little bit more time, just a little bit. Hell, 1 second. Fuck it, just give him. Let him breathe because he saw him
at the first rounder. Bro, have you seen the times that they've put for the?
I don't even want to talk about the combine. I don't even want to talk. It's bullshit. These guys are breaking records. These young athletes are breaking records, and they're getting bullshit answers. Like fuck no.
Like, but have you seen like not even the? I don't even care about the wide receivers because the wide receivers we knew like it was gonna be a good. Group of wide receivers coming in.
They're missing
defensive backs, dude. The DBs and the linemen, they're putting numbers on a freaking 4-yard dash. Like,
and I know that doesn't hold. And arguably, it's better.
But holy shit! Like, it's like. Damn.
It's a bunch of guys the size of DK Metcalf catching the defensive back after he intercepts it and goes all the way through. Yeah. That's the speed I'm afraid of watching. That's why I'm telling you. I always tell you, Aaron Donald over Derrick Henry on that little argument we always have. Don't want the big man coming after me. Okay, I am afraid for my life. But anywho, let's move on to
the has the 31st. Has the 31st pick.
Yeah, because they went to Super Bowl.
They could upgrade.
They could straight up. Yeah, exactly. Anywho, let's talk for the last segment. What news that broke today? Carson Wentz traded from the Indianapolis Colts to the Washington Commanders. Jesus Christ, that's a horrible name. So now Commander Wentz is the leader for that team. Art, give me your thoughts on that. A threat to NFC East?
Let me, because I just saw this, and I'm not mistaken. The Washington Commanders had an early pick or have an early pick. Exactly. So to me, it's like, why?
Okay.
Guess what pick they have? It's an early pick. It's like super early.
8?
You were close. 11th pick.
Okay.
So they could have waited because there's going to be a bunch of wide receivers and defensive backs that are going to go off on the first 10 rounds. You could have drafted QB on number 11.
But okay, so the quarterbacks this year suck. On coming out, not suck. You might get that mysterious good one, but there's nobody that screams first rounder except for that.
No. But you could have
Pitt guy, right?
You could have kept Heineke, picked up one QB that's coming in, and then go from there. But I understand they're trying to rebuild, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't the draft. I don't mind the trade, but it's like, what has Carson proven?
He hasn't, and that's
Eagles, right? He was in the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
and then traded to the Colts, and then now traded to Washington. So it's like, do you have any
Hello.
chemistry with any of the players?
I mean, okay, so
You need
here's my argument that I'm okay with this trade. It's one, he finally gets a wide receiver one, a real one, because I don't think Pittman was one. I don't think Hilton was one. And with the Eagles, what the fuck did they have for weapons?
so who
Everybody
do you
was
have in
fucking
Washington? Just
Scary Terry.
that's it, and then after that,
Okay, but okay, so we're talking about how this draft is less quarterbacks, more linemen, more receivers, more stuff like quarterbacks. This it's heavy. You could do that too. You could get another weapon, a rookie weapon, and then let's say you decide maybe not, maybe in the second round you get that, and you in the first round you get guys that will protect Carson Wentz, who will dislocate both his ankles at the same fucking time. Like, get him protection. You're good. I think Carson Wentz will be fine, honestly, with you. With this team, I think he'll be fine. He's motivated to go back against Philadelphia twice a season. That's what he's going to do.
yeah,
And then he's going to have a team that will be hungry enough to fight for him. Because I think the Washington Commanders are trying to get out of that shithole situation they're being called for. So I think this team, I like Wentz more than I liked with the Colts. The Colts didn't have
yes,
the Colts.
I
The
agree
Colts
with
are
you on that.
the Colts are run heavy. The Colts are run heavy. They're not the passing guys. Look, that's why I was like, "There's Pittman's okay. He's a wide receiver too. T.Y. Hilton, he's not the same as he used to be. Pascal, so that wasn't more favor for him. That was more of a run team, which
Yeah.
it should be because they're fucking fantastic with Jonathan Taylor. So I digress. I like him with this better. It's
I do
also
too.
it's also because you have a pass catching back like Antonio Gibson. I think that's going to be a great arsenal for him as well. It's a little bit of a Jonathan Taylor, but he'll be able to produce more and stuff like that. And plus, for fantasy, that's going to be probably a good thing. But anyways,
I mean, we're not talking names and who we're picking out, but okay. I mean, I wouldn't mind going for him again.
yeah. So I mean, I like the pick for him. I didn't give up much for him too, from where I recall seeing. They got the Colts got 2 third-round draft picks, and they're taking on the remaining of the salary of Wentz. So they just gave up 2 third-round picks for him. That's nothing for a quarterback, for a guy who did once upon
Who
a time
can have the potential? Yeah.
Yeah. And if you can
No,
keep him healthy, great.
I
And
don't
if you're
hate.
not,
I don't
you got
hate the.
Heineken.
No, I don't hate the trade. And if you think about it, who's in that division? Okay, you have Prescott, you have Wentz, you have the guy from the Eagles, and
Hurts.
then who's the
You
Giants?
don't got Daniel Jones. You don't got Daniel Jones. It's not guaranteed. They didn't pick up his option.
They're saying that Trubisky might end up with the Giants, and I feel bad for that guy.
We'll see. If he gets 10 million, he'll do it. Just to be a starting quarterback again, I think he'll do it. But anyway,
yeah, but I don't know. But overall, like, yes, you have Scary Terry. That's a good thing. You have good. Is Logan Thomas back with Washington?
I think he'll be healthy for that this year, so I think he'll be fine.
You have good defense. You have a good offense.
The roster because I feel like Scary Terry's not the only one. I know who I.
You have Curtis
like.
Samuel, but I don't know. I think he was a 1 year.
No, he was an ankle breaker. I mean, his own ankles.
So I don't know, man. It's a good change, and then specifically with how it's going at the Cowboys and how they're trying to restructure all their stupid little trades that they did. I mean, not trades, sorry, contracts.
They want to release Amari Cooper. They want to keep Michael Gallup on cheap, and he doesn't want to be paid cheap. So good luck to the Cowboys on that. Jesus. So that's what I'm saying. This Wentz one might be a good one. Remember, we haven't seen anyone win that division back-to-back years in like a long time. So it could be up to the Commanders to take that division back, or oddly enough, or it could be the Eagles. We never know. But we don't have to predict on this one those who will come out of that division. It's still a lot of mystery, especially with the whole Kyler Murray drama going on with the Cardinals. We can talk about that later on in a future episode. But anywho, Art, do you have anything you want to say before you head out and probably not see you again for another month?
Yeah, I'm probably good to be doing podcasts coming back, and it actually like kind of alleviates some of the stress from work and the non-sleeping and everything, and all of that. But
Parenthood.
oh, it's great, man. Like can't wait to start hanging out again. I think we're gonna do our first little introduction or cookout on Saturday, I believe, right?
Yes.
So it'll be fun. We'll have a little cookout. You'll get to meet the little addition to the family, aka as you call her, Julian's future girlfriend. But this daddy right here will not allow it because he
So,
has.
so, 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 to be fair, he doesn't have, as Jesse, our good friend Jesse would say, he doesn't have to be the first boyfriend. He just has to be the husband.
Yeah, this is exactly why I'm gonna teach my daughter how to shoot guns. So
That's fine, but and he can shoot with it too. He like
he can shoot at he can shoot at her. Yes, at him. Yes, of course she can.
no, it'll be fine. Or we'll be in laws together. We'll be family. It's okay, papas. Anywho, bro, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're feeling good right now. Congratulations again to you and your wonderful family, y'all. I'm glad everyone came out healthy and everything. So, guys, follow us on Instagram at Puro Pinche Sports. Follow us on Twitter at Pinche Sports Pod. For Arturo Ibarra, I am Jose Garza. We are Puro Pinche Sports, and we are out.